Fam, what's good? This your boy Thou, FamOverTV. I appreciate everybody tapping into the channel, showing love. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. We got another good one. I need everybody to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We're gonna be talking about historical national monuments, conspiracies. Yeah, they got some conspiracies behind them too. Some different stories. So we're gonna check out some of those videos. Y'all can visit our store for merch on our channel. I left discount codes in there for everybody if you like to support. And I appreciate everybody, man. Let's get into it.
Ever seen pictures of the Statue of Liberty when it was first being built? As a matter of fact, did you know it was originally built in France? The Statue of Liberty is actually a gift from France as a sign of friendship to the United States. For that very reason, you can find several miniature versions of the Statue of Liberty all throughout France. But
what secret is the Statue of Liberty actually hiding? To many, the Statue of Liberty signifies freedom, but not a lot of people know what that freedom is actually from. Well, you see, if you look at the Statue of Liberty, the 7 points on its crown actually signifies the 7 deadly sins of the world. And that's not it, because the torch signifies someone called the light bearer, or you might know him as Lucifer. If we put all the pieces together, you'll realize that the Luciferian agenda has been propagated the whole time, and the freedom that the Statue of Liberty represents is actually freedom from God. It is said that the devil's ultimate weapon is being invisible, but if you don't yet believe, maybe you should be asking the question.
People don't know the original design for the Statue of Liberty was a black female. As a matter of fact, in a museum in New York, you can see the original design of the Statue of Liberty, which is a black woman. When the French artist created the Statue of Liberty, it was supposed to represent the end of slavery. On the original model, there were chains on the hands and feet, as we know. When the statue got to America, they wanted to erase any references to slavery from the statue, but the artist really fought to keep the chains on there because this is your art. You don't want people tampering with your art. And if you look, the chain is still on the foot of the Statue of Liberty to this day.
Well, the story was that it was a gift of the French to the slaves, and that the original statue had the picture of a black woman, the original model for it, and it had a distinctly African face. But it was Europeanized because the people in the United States did not want to have a black face sitting up there in the harbor, so they carved it out. In France, they had to go back to the drawing board and remodel the face after patron saint of Manifest Destiny. So the patron saint of Manifest Destiny, that's her face on the what do you call it, Statue of Liberty, which was transposed from the African face. In fact, you see the patron saint of Manifest Destiny in the symbol for Columbia Pictures at the beginning of the movies. That's
wow.
The Statue of Liberty seems to be getting weirder and weirder. People have found that there seems to be something huge lurking under its pedestal. The media, with curiosity, finally found a message from the statue's designer in 1889. But when faced with the initial interview by reporters, the designer said he knew nothing and that he had only modified it according to the request of the then U.S. president and had been modifying it for 4 years before finally completing it. The designer did not understand why the U.S. government wanted to constantly enlarge the base, because it seemed meaningless in terms of aesthetics and solidity. But not until 1949, with the exposure of a confidential document, did the whole thing. The truth began to slowly emerge. A strange code name under a confusing text, vaguely written to provide an entrance for nutrients, install an engine, and achieve the final departure. Then there was a leaked design of the interior of the statue, and from it, people found some terrifying things. First, a huge engine was installed at the bottom of the base, then the statue's feet were inexplicably fitted with a row of strange pulleys, followed by a narrow entrance and a huge staircase that did not fit in. However, in the middle of this huge room was a strange drain, and finally on the left side of the engine was a huge waste storage room. Time came to the summer of 1954, when thousands of people complained to the government that Ellis Island was emitting a nauseating stench, and one woman named Eleanor's remarks were even more exaggerated, saying that Ellis Island was terrible. The whole place was filled with a slaughterhouse-like smell. Dead animal carcasses were everywhere. Once, she even saw officials lining up to take a group of people into the statue at night. Then they would lock the door and leave, and the next morning it was as if nothing had happened, except that the smell was more obvious. In August 1985, people first photographed the statue undergoing strange changes. The statue began to slowly move to the right, and something strange seemed to appear in the base. Finally, after an investigation by the local government, they claimed that there was once a mass grave there, and said that if your family, if you disappeared on the island between 1949 and 1954, you will receive a government compensation.
Mandela effect that has to do with the...
What? Like, man, it's always a story behind something. All these stories is crazy. Now, I don't know about all, like talking about it was based off a black woman, but that's crazy that I didn't never notice the chains on the Statue of Liberty on her feet, like, and it's still there to this day. Like, so,
the Statue of Liberty. I just checked some Google usage stats that blew my mind. If you take a look at them for yourself and type in, when was the Statue of Liberty placed on Ellis Island? Here's the results. And this is pretty recent. The first peak is around 2013. Then you'll come over to the right in red and type in, when was the Statue of Liberty placed on Liberty Island? Nothing. That's the results. Nothing. And this led me to something even more peculiar. The Black Tom explosion. I don't know about you, but I was never taught anything about the Black Tom explosion in school. So early on in the war, the US decided not to take part, but still proceeded to provide the British and France with munitions. Well, this pissed Germany off, so they sent agents over to the US, and they caused the largest non-nuclear explosion in history. They blew up a train with a bunch of munitions on Black Tom Island next to Liberty. She would sustain a lot of damage. This is when they banned going into the pedestal.
I'm in chains.
look at that. Wow.
I'm in chains.
I never noticed that out of my whole life, like those chains on her feet. Like, never. That's crazy.
I pretend I can always leave, free to go whenever I please. But
I know they made some replicas that said over somewhere else of the Statue of Liberty, but I didn't know it was more than one here in the States.
then the sound of my desperate calls echo up these dungeon walls. I've crossed the line from mad to sane 1,000 times and back again. I love you, baby.
And there's a lot of theories like it's about the monuments, the Lincoln Looker, the Washington Tower, and like the Statue of Liberty and all that. And it's like that there's these creatures inside of them, and like they feed on people and stuff like that. And people get like kidnapped and brought to these things, and they're like power the underground systems of like what the top people got going on. Like it's a crazy ass thing, even though it's based on like an alternate universe. It fucked me up, basically trying to say like it's not happening here. There can be very well certain parts to it or components that are true.
Man, I don't know about all that, man. Most deaf, shit, Pooh. sure.
We finally figured out who built the Georgia Guidestones. Now, the Georgia Foot Guidestones were erected in 1980. These are 20-foot tall, 6 granite stones. Now, etched in these stones was 10 principles or guidelines humanity should rule over, and it was also translated in 6 different languages. These stones were constructed in Elberton, Georgia, and they were funded by a man named R.C. Christian. Now, the people in Elberton said the man admitted that Christian was a pseudo name, chosen because it represented his own beliefs and those of the organization that he planned and funded the project. Doing a little research, the people found out that Dr. Herbert Kirsten, who was a physician and architect who lived in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Herbert Kirsten, who also had a friend in Fort Dodge, Iowa, named Robert Merriman. The same publication company that put out Common Sense Renewed. Now, who wrote this? By Robert Christian. Oh, like R.C. Christian, the one who funded the Georgia Guidestones. Now, Kirsten is an archaic name for Christian, and Merriman's first name is Robert. Now, Herbert Kirsten had a bibliography in the Iowa Library. He stated, the #1 world health problem is population explosion. Kirsten believes controlling the population is the most important problem confronting humanity. The solution involves education and birth control in all countries. He said pharmaceutical firms are no longer coming out with new birth control drugs because they are afraid of lawsuits. A man who knew Herbert Kirsten, who went to the same country club as him, and was in charge of the Iowa Library, said he was racist to his fingertips. He said Herbert Kirsten always bragged about being friends with William Shockley, who was the winner of a Nobel Prize in physics. Now, William Shockley was also a eugenicist, who had harsh theories about black racial inferiority. Herbert Kirsten also wrote to a Florida newspaper, promoting David Duke's beliefs. He was also good friends with David Duke, Grand Wizard of the KKK. So now we know what Herbert Kirsten meant when he said, guide reproduction wisely. Luckily, in 2022, a brave soul mysteriously blew this shit up.
The mystery of the Georgia Guidestones. The Georgia Guidestones were a set of granite monuments that stood in Elberton County, Georgia, United States, from 1980 to 2022. They were 19 feet, 3 inches tall, and made from 6 granite slabs weighing a total of 237,000 pounds. The structure was sometimes referred to as an American Stonehenge. According to the writing, the monument's creators believed that there was going to be an up-and-coming social, nuclear, or economic calamity, and they wanted the monument to serve as a guide for humanity in the world, which would exist after it. They initially garnered little controversy, but they ultimately became the subject of conspiracy theories, which alleged that they were connected to Satanism. A lot of people state that the Guidestones is proof that the global elite is plotting to kill off humanity, or have a satanic motive that makes people scared of this tourist attraction in northeastern Georgia. Though on the morning of July 6, 2022, the Guidestones were severely damaged in a mysterious bombing, and they were dismantled later that day. The motive and creators remain unknown to this day, and people are still discussing about what could be the real reason behind the Georgia Guidestones.
They want to get rid of
secrets in Mount Rushmore? It is a fact that there is a small room behind Abraham Lincoln's head. This room was intended to be a shrine of sorts holding the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and Declaration of Independence, but some believe this room has a more sinister purpose, hiding classified documents or even a place for powerful elites to have meetings on the next world order. With security and no regular civilian allowed inside, it definitely raises questions.
Man, there's so much weird stuff going on. What y'all think about the Georgia Guidestones though? Do y'all think somebody just went over there and blew it up? If somebody just went over there and just blew that up, you know they would have arrested them, been on them. It would have been all on the news and everything. I think they just blew it up because they didn't want people to, be aware of it and start being conscious of it and start reading and be like, oh, they put this out, tried to put a little new world order agenda out on us and right in front of our face on these little sculptures and everything. I think they did it, man. Y'all make sure y'all like the video, hit them likes. Appreciate everybody in here. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. And hit the merch store. I got some discount codes in there for y'all. Let's go.
Mysteriously appeared in the field at the bottom of Virginia almost overnight. After the closing of President Head Park, a very wealthy man from the state of California paid to have these statues relocated onto this abandoned farm. Now recently somebody purchased this farm and does tours once or twice a year, but there's still a mystery about the tunnel that lies underneath this field.
Did you know there's a secret hidden below the Lincoln Memorial in Washington,
I wish I
D.C.?
had one of them.
Architect Henry Bacon based the design on the Parthenon, an ancient Greek temple dedicated to Athena, the city protectress and goddess of wisdom, warfare, and handicraft. Because the site chosen for the massive 38,000-ton structure was originally a swamp that was filled in with material dredged from the Potomac River, it required digging down over 40 feet to reach bedrock. As a result, the entire monument is actually suspended above a vast, underground, 48,000 square foot chamber known as the Undercroft. According to the 1912 Lincoln Memorial Commission report, the final structure would be situated on a plateau atop a series of terraces.
On this rectangular terrace rises the marble memorial. All the foundations of the steps, terraces, and memorial will be built on a concrete piling which extends down to the solid rock.
The groundbreaking ceremony was conducted on February 12, 1914, which would have been Lincoln's 105th birthday, and it was dedicated on May 30th, 1922. The Undercroft was then sealed up and all but forgotten about until 1975. While renovating the bathrooms for the bicentennial celebration, construction workers rediscovered this lost underworld. When representatives from the National Speleological Society investigated, they officially deemed it to be a cave, complete with stalactites, animals, and its own ecosystem. The Undercroft reaches 40 feet below ground, where its long rows of tall concrete columns stretch upwards into arches that support the temple above, giving the whole space a cathedral-like feeling. Although this incredible cavern has been hidden from the public for multiple decades, in March of 2023, construction began on a new 15,000 square foot museum. When it opens in the year 2026, visitors will descend into a glass-walled enclosure suspended high within the Undercroft, with large floor-to-ceiling windows looking out upon the colossal space beyond. It will not only explore the life of Abraham Lincoln, but also feature exhibits about the construction of the monument and the Undercroft. The huge glass walls will capture a panoramic view from the antique graffiti that was left by the construction crews in the early 1900s to the ceiling adorned with stalactites and the long rows of columns that disappear into the darkness.
Okay. Man, it's a story behind everything, y'all. It's a story behind everything. And then a lot of this stuff, it's a lot of stuff hidden. Like, think about it. It's so much stuff probably hidden that we don't know about that's underground. These big old tunnels and all type of stuff and everything. It's just so much, man. So much, man. Salute the Sky Meadow. I appreciate that. Let's get it, man.
So I was today years old when I found out this conspiracy theory about my own hometown, St. Louis, and the St. Louis Gateway Arch. So apparently this thing is supposed to be like a weather switch. I have never heard this in all of my life. Check this out. I found this article that said conspiracy theorists have long argued the arch's true use. Some have famously compared it to a light switch, able to direct rain and severe weather away with the flip of a finger, while others theorize it's a common ground for secret meetings of extraterrestrials. Whoa, what? Tell me what you think.
Here we go again, some ancient stuff that you've never heard of that's underwater that's probably built by aliens. So this is the Yonaguni Monument, and I don't know if this picture is actually part of it. It was just in the Google search, but this is part of it. It's got these crazy doorways. There's a road going around it, and this thing is 10,000 years old. According to modern science, 10,000 years ago, we were all running around like freaking, savages, checking screws at each other, and we didn't have any kind of structure of society or anything like that. Definitely no tools to build, crazy megalithic structures like this. So let me know what you guys think. Have we been around much longer than we've been led to believe? Because it definitely feels that way.
Yeah, they've been lying to us.
It's underwater. I have no words. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Wow. I seen this. What y'all think was what they was putting them up for? Good, fam. I seen this video like those monument things like that popping up everywhere, and I think Utah or something. Like, who put them up and why and how did they do that? Like, if they did, if that was like what they do, like wait till everybody went to sleep early in the morning and did it. Like, I don't understand. And what is any meaning to it? What's going on? Like, can somebody y'all let me know what's up, man? Y'all help me out. Make sure y'all like the video too. I appreciate everybody in the building, man. Appreciate all my moderators too, for sure. He said it's fake. Okay. Yeah. Like what the?
If you look at pictures and videos in Bluff, you'll see that this place looks a bit like it's coming out of an X-Files movie or maybe some other planet. And when I searched for more information about Bluff or anything strange happening there, I found absolutely nothing, which makes things even more mysterious.
We live in a simulation, but after visiting Bluff...
The town is located near the iconic Bears Ears National Monument, which is renowned for its unique rock formations, towering mesas, and stunning desert landscapes. While staying there for a couple of days, an internet account by the name of Cat Soup with Doug explains vividly how he felt as if living inside of a simulation, and what he describes really feels as if we're inside of a Truman Show movie or something like that. This is what happened. Check this out.
I sincerely believe we live in a simulation, but after visiting Bluff, Utah, I can't rule it out as a possibility. We got to the hotel, it was a portable building. Like when your elementary school got too small for all the kids in it and they put extra buildings out back for the teachers they didn't like. That was our hotel room. That doesn't prove anything. It didn't even make me start thinking weird. But it's what the front desk lady said that everyone else in town said to me too that got me wondering. We went to the little market and we got variety of things, candy bars, some stuff to make sandwiches, drinks, bread. We got back to the room, we noticed everything had expired 2 weeks earlier. And those things don't have the same shelf life, like bread and Coca-Cola and a candy bar all expiring 2 weeks earlier at the same time. And when we tried to check out, the lady at the counter said the same phrase that the hotel clerk said. Went to the one restaurant we found in town, and the waitress, we'd ask her questions like, hey, can we get pickles with that sandwich? She would say, I don't know. It's my first day working here. We went to the cashier. I asked her if I could add a tip onto the bill. She said, I don't know. It's my first day working here. Wow. I tried to check out with all my expired food at the market. Credit card didn't work. And the lady's like, I don't know what's going on. It's my first day working here. The front desk lady at the portable building of a hotel took over an hour to find our reservation.
And she said, I don't know what's going on. It's my first day working here. Like, do y'all think he was in a simulation, or was he in like a new city that they doing with some AI robots or something? I don't know, man. That was weird though.
What's he building in there?
Crazy. What? Y'all believe that? Look at that picture right there. Like, I seen in some of the videos and some of the stuff we was looking over that, like how they said, like it went so many levels down, so many floors down. I think that's how it was looking. They built it all the way down like that. Man, what is not? Hold on, now that look like a what they call it? The petrified petrified giant. Let me look at that again. Man, look at that. That's crazy right there.
What if I told you art could travel through time? Take, for instance, the ancient cave paintings found across the world. These primitive images feature wild animals and hunters, yes. But what about the intriguing, otherworldly figures? Strange humanoid shapes with elongated heads and bodies, prolific in historical artworks, beckoning us to question, are they simply products of imagination? Fast forward to the 15th century carving, the crucifixion in Kosovo, where mysterious objects flank Christ, displaying striking similarities with modern depictions of spacecrafts. Is it a mere coincidence or evidence of time-traveling art that knows no geographical bounds? Leonardo da Vinci, a man ahead of his time, left us countless sketches of flying machines. Could da Vinci have had access to knowledge yet unknown in his era? Then there's the 1935 painting, New York City Night, showing the Twin Towers 36 years before they were built. Probability, foresight, or the gaze of a time-traveling artist. Let's step further into the future.
I know somebody
With Picasso's
time-traveling
abstract
out
art
here.
movement, it's known that he pushed boundaries. But could he have been influenced by images from a future timeline? Or consider Salvador Dali's persistence of memory, with its iconic melting clocks. Does it point to a possible understanding of time much beyond our usual conception? Turn our gaze to the east. You will encounter the Tassili Najjar cave paintings in Africa, depicting odd beings in what look like spacesuits. Is this piece another rendezvous point for art across ages? What about the god self icon? An ancient Mayan statue holding what many believe to be modern-day communication equipments. Coincidence? Or an inscrutable hint towards an impossible technological advancement? Even the Indian Vedas describe Vimanas, flying carriages commanded by the gods. Was it divine intervention? Or could these gods have been time travelers influencing the written word? Stepping into the Renaissance, there are countless pieces featuring anachronistic objects. Take the Annunciation with Saint Emetius, for example. It highlights a heavenly beam that bears a striking resemblance to our modern-day depiction of UFOs. Mere symbolism, or something more? Then there's the mysterious character in The Madonna with Saint Giovannino, appearing to be gazing at a flying object in the sky, a divine spectacle, or an extraterrestrial visit captured in art. Another curious artifact is the 800-year-old Buddhist statue, found to hide a mummified monk within. Could the future advancements in medical technology have inspired this ancient practice? Consider the dendera lights, depicted in Egyptian carvings. Many believe these represent massive light bulbs. Are these cryptic carvings proof of time-distorted knowledge? The unresting spirit of Tesla's ideas, the death ray and wireless transmission, echo in countless sci-fi artworks today. Is it art imitating life? Or could it be life being guided by art from the future? The
They
Victorian
just been
Age,
hiding
a golden
everything,
era
man.
of literature, contributed timeless classics revealing futuristic visions. Jules Verne presented submarines and space travel in his works before their time. Fiction, or a peek into the possibilities of a future timeline. Stepping into contemporary art, we see Banksy's eerie foretelling of societal issues through his graffiti. Are these just timely commentaries or art echoing from the future? The curiosity-inducing statue called the Traveler in Loristan, Iran, ages back to the Bronze Age. Shrouded in mystery, the figure seems to be wearing a suit uncannily similar to a modern-day astronaut's gear. A revered god, or evidence of visitation from the future? Finally, let's not forget Van Gogh's Starry Night, a timeless masterpiece bearing an uncanny resemblance to modern space imagery. Did Van Gogh glimpse at a piece of the universe? A sight afforded only to astronauts of the future. Hidden in plain sight, art intertwines with time in mysterious ways, defying our perceptions and leaving us questioning. Are these intriguing patterns mere anomalies, or could they be the echoes of time travel realized?
Listen, y'all, I definitely believe civilization, like way before us, had advanced technology now. After doing all this research and looking at all this stuff and how, like, structures and stuff that was built back then, they had to have some advanced technology or something, or it's like it's unexplainable. So I definitely believe it. Man, it's a lot of stories behind some of these monuments. It's crazy. I appreciate everybody who tapped in. I'm definitely gonna be coming with some more. I made a video for y'all too for the merch store. I wasn't gonna play it, but I'm gonna play it. Check that. If anybody want to get some cool merchandise like this, make sure you visit our store. We have t-shirts, beanies, coats, hoodies, a lot of different stuff. I included discount codes for everybody, and I appreciate all the support. Thank you. Little commercial. So if y'all check the store out, there's discount codes in there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can put thank you 23 and get 25% off. I appreciate everybody. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see y'all soon. I got some more videos, so I'll be right back, man. It's your boy Thao, FamOverTV. Peace.
Fam over.